Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Bhagavan, this very word is very significant. We should try to understand what does it mean, Bhava. Bhava means opulence. And Bhagavan means one who has got opulences. In Sanskrit grammar, there is a affix called bhat. Bhat means possessing. Astarthe bhatut. When the sense of possession is there, this bhat affix is there. So bhaga means opulence and plus bhat. That means one who has got opulence. And the first person of that sound becomes Bhagavan. This is the meaning of Bhagavan. Now what are the opulences? You have got, every one of you have got the idea of opulences. What are those opulences? Wealth, riches, and strength, or influence, and fame, and beauty, knowledge, and renunciation. These 6 things are called opulence. If a man has got sufficient riches, he attracts. Rich man attracts poor man. This is a instrument of attracting. Sometimes we also approach very rich man, give us some contribution, although we are Krishna conscious. So richness has got attraction. We cannot deny it. Of course, for Krishna we can do anything. We have no restriction. For Krishna's service we can do everything. So, anyway, richness, if a man is very rich, wealthy, he attracts. These are the 6 opulences which attracts. Then, if a man is very strong, he also attracts others. A strong man, either by influence or by his bodily strength, he attracts. If there is a strong man, many women is attracted. So the strength is also another feature of attraction. Wealth, strength, and then fame. If a man is very famous, just take any famous man of the world, if he comes in this room, thousands of people will come here. When Gandhi was alive, I read one news from the newspaper in India that in some Italian city there was great crowd. Innumerable people gathered on this station, and nobody could understand why these people are assembled here. Then when they are asked, they replied that we have heard that Gandhi is coming here. Mahatma Gandhi, perhaps you heard his name, he was a very famous man, politician. So, actually the news published that there was one Mr. Grandi. So he was coming and people misunderstood, he is Gandhi. So my point is that a famous man also attracts. These things are attraction. Richness, wealth, and strength, and fame. Then beauty. Beauty also attracts. If a man is beautiful, or a woman is beautiful, or many men or women are after them, beautiful. Any beautiful, not only man and woman, any beautiful flower, any beautiful picture, anything beautiful, that has attracts beauty. So fourth, and knowledge. If one is learned, if one is very possessing much knowledge, just like great scientists, philosophers, or religionists, or preachers, they also attract. And renunciation, that is also another attraction. If a man is in the renounced order of life, renunciation means one has got all these things, richness, fame, beauty, knowledge, but he renounces everything for some higher purpose. Just like in our country, for national movement, so many rich men, they renounce everything. One or some of them, perhaps you know, there was one Mr. C.R. Das. He was earning $50,000 a month as a lawyer. He everything renounced. He joined this movement. And perhaps you have heard the name of Nehru. Nehru was a very rich man's son. His father was a very rich lawyer. His father's history is that in those days, there was not a single day when he was not earning $500 daily. So he was also a very rich man's son, but he renounced everything, his father's property and everything, and joined this national movement. He went to prison by the government. So renunciation has also attraction. So the definition of God is there. Bhagavan. We should know who is God. That the definition is Aisajyasya samagrasya bijasya jasasa sriya jnana vairagyaschaiva saraiti bhagangana. The Sanskrit definition of Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that one who has got the complete wealth, complete strength, complete fame, complete beauty, complete knowledge, and complete renunciation. Renunciation, giving up everything. In spite of having everything, if one can renounce at a moment's notice, I don't want it, that is called renunciation. So when you find these 6 things incomplete, then he is God. This is the definition of God. And these things completely will find in Krishna. In the history, if you take human history, the Krishna of course was present as a man, personality. But when he was present, all these 6 things were completely present in him. Therefore he was accepted. As in the morning class, we were discussing about the symptoms of incarnation. So in the Shastra, in the scriptures, these symptoms are given. Similarly, who is Bhagavan, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that is also given. And Krishna, this word means all attractive. Because he has got all these things incomplete, naturally he is attractive. Just like we have analyzed, the beauty attracts, wealth attracts, fame attracts, education, knowledge attracts. So he has got all these attractive features. Therefore, he is completely attractive. Krishna means the supreme attractor. This is the meaning of Krishna, and therefore he is Bhagavan. Because he is completely attractive, therefore he is Bhagavan. So, here it is said, the Bhagavan was. Bhagavan was, the Vyasadeva writer, he says, the Bhagavan now, said, what? He has already, we have finished 9th chapter, he has already said, Manvana bhava mad bhakta mad jaji mang namaskuru. just become always thinking of me. You just become my devotee. Just worship me. Manmana bhava madhvakta madhyaji mang namaskuru. Just offer your obedience. Mameva ishyasi. If you continue these four things, what are these four things? Manmana, always fix up your mind in Krishna. That means you become always in Krishna consciousness. And thinking of Krishna and as enemy or as friend, sometimes you think of enemy also. Oh, the enemy might be coming. My enemy is becoming very strong. So not that sort of thing. Bhakti means everything has got definition. That is called sadhana. What is that? Bhakti. Devotion. Devotion means anusilanam, cultivation of Krishna knowledge favorably, not unfavorably. Sometimes to kill some enemy, we do many things. To kill our enemies in the laboratory, we think of manufacturing atomic nuclear bombs, and that is also thinking. But that sort of thinking is not bhakti. Therefore, bhakti means anukulyena krishnaanusilanam, and favorably you have to think of Krishna, not unfavorably. If you think of Krishna just to kill him, just like Kansa, his maternal uncle, he wanted to kill his nephew. Krishna was the nephew of Kansa. He was always thinking of Krishna, how to kill him. How to kill him. So, that is unfavorable thinking, not that sort of thinking. Manmana bhava, just thinking, just be always thinking of me, does not mean that you shall think of Krishna, the Supreme Lord, as your enemy, but as your friend or lovable object. Manmana bhavamad bhakta. Bhakta means you should be always ready to render loving service to Krishna. That sort of thing. Manmana bhavamad bhakta mad jaji. Just become a worshipper of Krishna. And mang namaskuru, and offer your obeisances unto me. By following these four principles, mamiva ishyasi asangsaya. Krishna says to Arjuna, my dear Arjuna, if you follow these four principles, then surely you will come back to me, back to home, back to Godhead. This has already been explained in the last verse of 9th chapter, and in the 10th chapter, the Lord said, Bhagavan Vada, the Supreme Lord said, Bhuya eva mahabahas sinume paramavach. I have already said what is the process of Krishna consciousness. Now you hear furthermore information. Jatyaham priyamanaya bhakshami hitakamaya. Because Krishna and Arjuna were, I mean to say, in relationship of friends. Therefore he said, Jate aham priyamanaya, because you are my dear friend, therefore bhakshami, I am speaking to you. That means the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, what is spoken there, it is not meant for any ordinary person. It is meant for those who are a little bit advanced in Krishna consciousness. One who has accepted Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead and he is conscious about him, for them it will be really suffering. For others it will not be really suffering. Why? Just like you have got a beloved son, little child. You are always thinking of it, You are speaking, oh my child, this morning he was playing like this, or he was dancing like this. So you are thinking, you are speaking, others may be disturbed. Why? Because it is not the child is not his. He has no love for him. He has no love for him. He doesn't like to hear. Therefore, it is said here, this part of speech in the 10th chapter, it is meant for such persons who are a little advanced in Krishna consciousness. Just like confidential things is spoken to a very confidential friend or relative, similarly, this is little more confidential than what is spoken in the 9th chapter, 10th chapter. Jattehang priyamanaya bhakshami hitakamaya. Because you are my dear friend and for your benefit I am speaking. A friend is always valued of a friend. And what to speak of Krishna? If Krishna becomes one's friend and he becomes well-wisher, then what do you want more? You know that we have already described Krishna, the all and weakest, all strength, all knowledge, all beauty, and all fame, and all renunciation is there. So if he becomes your friend, if he becomes your well-wisher, then what do you want more? If you have got a friend who is very rich and very powerful, then do you think anything required more? A friend can sacrifice everything for a friend, and here is a friend where there is no limitation. There is no limitation of wealth, there is no limitation of favor. So here Lord Krishna says, I am speaking to you for your benefit. So if you become Krishna conscious in either of the 5 relationships, a devotee becomes related with Krishna in 5 different transcendental mellows. One can be related as silent devotee. Silent devotee means he knows Krishna is very great. Krishna is very great. To God is great. To accept this principle, that is also devotion. He does not do anything for God, but he admits God is great. That is called silent devotee. Now, if one advances a little more, he wants to do something for Krishna. Just like if you think somebody is very great, very noble, then if you think that I must do something for that man. So this is called dasha. First shanta, neutral, then activity begins. This is better state than the shanta state. In the shanta state, a devotee simply admits the greatness of God. But when he makes a further advancement in the understanding of that greatness, that is the beginning of Krishna consciousness. When one wants to do something for Krishna. Now here, in this material world, we can do so many things for Krishna. So many things. What are those things? Now, suppose if you want to do something for somebody, then you must know how that particular gentleman is satisfied. Otherwise, if you want to do something without knowing what does he want, then that is useless. You must know the mind of the person to whom you want to serve. Now, what Krishna wants, that is explained in the Bhagavad Gita and various places. What is that? In the 15th chapter you will find Krishna says, Mamai vangsu jiva bhuta. Jivaloke sanatana manasasthani indriyani prakritisthani karsati. All these living entities, they are my parts and parcel. Just like your son or your daughter is the part and parcel of your own body, personal body. Similarly, we are all part and parcel of the Supreme God. We are all sons of God. How is it? That is also mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita, in the 14th chapter. Sarvajoni sukantiya sambhavanti murtaya ya tasang mahajjani brahma aham bija padapita. The Lord Krishna says that, my dear Arjuna, you find so many species of life, 8,000, 8,400,000, 8,400,000 of species of life. All of them, they are my sons. I am the seed-giving father. Here you accept. So every living being, either man or beast or ant or birds, everyone, anywhere, they are all sons of God. And they are suffering here. Manasasthani indriyani prakritisthani karsati. They have, somehow or other, they have come in contact with this material nature, and each and every one of these living entities, they are having a hard struggle for existence. But under the spell of the illusory energy, they are thinking we are happy. On the whole day, night, they are unhappy. Their desires are not fulfilled. They want something, but they are forced to accept something else. This is going. This is called hard struggle for existence. Nobody is satisfied. There are always disruptions. In this moment, I am your friend. Next moment, I am your enemy. This moment, I am your husband or wife. Next moment, no. Don't see my face. I will not see your face. Divorce. So these things are going on. So this is called struggle. I am wanting something, but I am forcefully being bound to accept something else. This is called struggle. So this is going. So therefore, Krishna gives you message that these living entities, they are very unhappy in this material world. Under the spell of material energy, under the spell of illusory energy, they are thinking that they are happy. In ignorance, just like the animals, they cannot know, they do not know what is unhappiness. When they are in the slaughterhouse, they will be slaughtered next moment. They are standing and eating grass because due to ignorance. They do not know. Similarly, when human society becomes plunged into ignorance, they do not know what is unhappiness. Their struggle for existence, and therefore they are in unhappiness, they are never satisfied, full of anxiety. In spite of having all these things, the foolish man says, yes, we are advancing in civilization. This is their ignorance and foolishness. So, Krishna conscious persons, if they want to serve Krishna, if they want to render some service to Krishna, their first business is to dispel this ignorance of the human. That is the best service. That is the best service. People have manufactured so many philanthropic association, charitable association, and hospitals, so many things. But if somebody or if some association can enlighten people to the Krishna consciousness, that is the best service to the human society. That is best service to human. So, if further advancement from neutrality, that I love Krishna or God because he is great. No, that love is not sufficient. You must render some service to the Krishna. Just like Arjuna. Arjuna is rendering service to Krishna as a soldier. Krishna wanted that the battle of Kurukshetra should be executed. And Arjuna did not like it because it was concerned to his family members, to his brothers, and to his... So he did not like it. But when, after hearing this Bhagavad Gita, he became Krishna conscious, he executed the will of Krishna. Krishna wanted that the fighting must continue, so he executed in spite of his own conclusion that he would not fight. So this is Krishna consciousness that one has to do. That is better condition, simply to know, simply to make God as order supplier. I love God because he gives me my daily bread. That is also good sense. But better sense is that how you can serve Krishna. If God is giving you bread daily, so you have no duty to return. God will give you bread, either you want it or not want it. He is giving bread to the cats and dogs and ants and so many animals, so why not to you, human being? That he will give. Don't bother about that. Don't bother about that. Your bread will come wherever you may be. Either you may remain in America or in Europe or in India, wherever. Your bread is already there. Therefore, tasaiva heta prajatita ko. You should rise up to the occasion how to serve God. And this is the greatest necessity of the present day civilization. People are suffering due to godlessness. And if you want to serve the people, your society, your country, the whole human society, then try yourself best, try your best. You just rise up to the occasion of becoming Krishna conscious and just spread this philosophy to the world. There will be happiness, there will be peace, and everyone will be blessing. Thank you. If there is any question.